Hey everybody, I'm Dane Geyser and I'm the program coordinator for the Veterans and Heroes to Agriculture program in the West Virginia Department of Agriculture's Business Development Division. And I'm here in my childhood home in Tyler County with my beautiful mom, Karen Geyser, and she's going to take us down to the Sistersville Pharmacy. That's pharmacy with an F. A nice little pun there. So we're going to go in there, visit some of the farmers. We've got John and Lisa Dumar from the Garden Path. We've got John and Molly from Jennings Braybank Farm, and we've got Dave from Creekside, and we're going to check out some of their produce there, and Mom's going to tell us a little bit about how she buys locally. All right, Mom, you mentioned COVID-19 there a little bit ago, and it's something that's definitely caused a lot of anxiety and fear across the nation as people worry about supply chains and have concerns about food and its availability in stores and everything. How's working with a local farmer been helpful for you in giving you a sense of peace of mind that you have food each week?
Well, I have peace of mind because I know it's coming from our local farmers. I know that it's not being shipped in on trucks from who knows where, being handled by numerous people, and they just don't have a lot of information enough in my book for the how the COVID gets transferred and things like that. So I just feel really good about going in. I haven't given it a lot of thought, to be honest, because everybody down at the farmers market here, they're always masked up, and everybody's been really great to social distance. As far as being concerned about running out of food, I definitely know that just from experience and going to some of our local stores, that the run on things in the panic of worrying whether they were going to have food or not just left you not being able to find simple things in the store that normally would be in abundance. But produce is just one of those things that I always have had a hard time being totally satisfied with what I'm getting at the grocery store. And I love the fact that when I go down there, my stuff is just fresh. They have plenty because, our farmers are producing a large amount of food around here, and they're taking great steps to use as few chemicals as possible. So I just feel really good about buying from our farmers. And as far as, I guess I just haven't really given it a lot of thought that they're going to run out of food because, we've farmed ourselves before, and, as they say, you reap what you sow, and our farmers around here are very generous with the amount of produce that they're growing out there to help supply. So, I highly recommend that people look into buying from their local farmers, not just produce, but some of them around here, also would supply meat products and things, and yet if you go to the grocery store, the shelves are empty.
I know one of the big concerns that I hear from people that are interested in buying locally or buying more healthy food options, they feel that it's a little bit more expensive or they can't afford it. Can you talk a little bit about your thoughts on the cost effectiveness of it?
Well, I find it very cost effective because not only am I getting to see firsthand and pick what I want, I see the fact that, like, usually judged based on the size of the fruit, or the vegetables, that I get like more for my money most of the time with anything that I get in my produce bag. I feel like it's just better quality for the money. I don't mind paying a little extra, but in most cases I find that I don't pay more than what I pay at the grocery store. And especially now with the COVID thing, I find that a lot of prices have really jumped up in the grocery stores on produce and everything.
We're down here today to pick up my mom's produce. She buys from a local farm here in their CSA, and they pick up each week at the Sistersville Pharmacy, and that's pharmacy with an F. Tell us a little bit about the program that you participate in.
Well, I get my produce from Dave Claw. He's from Creekside Farms here in Sistersville. And I actually didn't even know about the program until my son was telling me about it. And I thought I really liked the idea of being able to not only buy from our local farmers, but also to be able to support our veterans who are also in the program. And so I go to the grocery store, and I'm always so disappointed with the produce and stuff section because I can never really find what I want. And then even when I purchase things, I'll end up being disappointed when I get home because most of it is greenhouse and it just doesn't have the right taste of a homegrown garden. And so I started buying through Dave's CSA program, and I've really been really happy with it. Especially my favorite part was in the very beginning when we were getting butterhead lettuce, and I'd actually enjoyed butter lettuce before, but not the quality I got from getting it directly from the farmer. So it's really nice because I come down here every week and pick up my produce. Dave comes down here and sets up his vehicle and his table, and I come right down here. He's already got most of my order bagged because he emails us an order of what's included in our package. He's got like 3 different levels of produce that you can start out at a smaller package, which I did since this was my first year. But most likely I'm going to increase it next year because I've been really happy with it. And if he always has a substitution list. Well, we do have if you end up having stuff in your package that you don't really need that week, he always has a substitution list so that I can turn around and substitute one thing out of my package or 2 things, and he just keeps a running account, which makes it really handy. There's no money exchanging hands every week or anything like that. He's just got a running balance.
All right, so Mom's mentioned a few programs, the senior vouchers, the importance of buying locally and working with local farmers and stuff. So I just want to do one quick shout out. I'm actually wearing the shirt right now, West Virginia grown. So that's a good way to identify locally grown products. That's our premier state branding program through the West Virginia Department of Agriculture. If you have questions about finding West Virginia grown producers, don't hesitate to call us. We've got a list of people. We send out a list every month in the market bulletin, so that's a good way to look out for some of these local farmers. And then same thing with the senior vouchers. So we manage a senior voucher program that Mom talked about that gives vouchers to seniors to help encourage them to come out and buy local produce. So if you are a senior, or if you help take care of a senior, definitely get a hold of us and we'll try to see if we can get you set up. All right, Mom, so we just got back from the Sistersville Pharmacy and you picked up your weekly bag of produce. Would you want to go ahead and show us your bag and what all you were able to get this week?
Okay, well, this is my amount for this week that I picked up. I had Dave take off a couple things this week because I didn't need some of the other things, so instead I swapped out a couple things, got me an extra tomato and extra pepper this week, plus I got an heirloom tomato. And then this is my sister's package. She went to the 2nd level beyond mine, and she got this for her week. And you can always add more or take away or substitute, so that makes it really nice. We got a nice amount of lunchbox peppers this week, so they're really good too. I got those last week, so I wanted more this week, and I'm a tomato eater, so I was real happy to get a hold of an heirloom tomato as well. So, but this is our produce for this week, and like I said, you can add more. Dave always brings extras in case people want more tomatoes, or they bring somebody along unexpectedly that they want to buy a few things too. So he doesn't just have on hand what people have bought. He always has extra, and there's other farmers that have their little tables set up too, so you can go to those tables and purchase if you want from the other farmers. So, but this is every week that I get a fresh amount of produce for making up my salads, or if you like fried green tomatoes and that sort of stuff, you know where you can go to get it now.
I'm glad you brought up the heirloom tomatoes too. You've got a beautiful, rose-colored heirloom tomato there that they brought you, and those are kind of things that are a lot of times hard to find in stores because they don't transport as well. They don't have as long a storage life. So that's just another one of those nice things that you can find readily available by working with some of your local growers.
Yeah. Dave this week was telling me, because we had a windstorm this past week, so there was some damage to some of the things out at the farm. But so he ended up picking the heirloom tomatoes a little bit earlier than he normally would have, but he didn't want them to be lost either. So I was more than happy to take one, and I'll just sit it in the windowsill and let it finish ripening, and I'm excited to have it. So that right there is good flavor.
I appreciate Mom showing us around here and letting us see her produce and telling us a little bit about how she's able to support local farmers in the area. For anybody that's interested in finding a local farmer, learning about some of the different opportunities out there and options, please just contact us here at the West Virginia Department of Agriculture, the Business Development Division. Our planning coordinators around the state are there to help connect you with local farmers and get their products out there.